Hi kids, it's Miss Janie again. Another video that I created, I talked to you about pop art and Wayne Thiebaud. We did an ice cream cone. And so for this one, we're still going to focus on some art from popular culture. And this time we're going to do a collage instead of a drawing. And this is easy with any kind of paper. I happen to have construction paper at home, a pack of, assorted colors here. If you don't have that, then you can use regular notebook paper and color it any color you want. If you have old wrapping paper or scraps of paper at home, or maybe you've got cereal boxes and things that are different colors, anything that you can use that has color to it or that you can color yourself and cut out and collage onto the sheet of paper will work fine. This particular artist of pop culture is Claus Oldenburg that I'm going to talk about today, and he's a sculptor, and he created lots of famous sculptures. If you know Miss Rect, you could probably ask her about it, because there is a park nearby where she used to live that holds lots of his sculptures, an actual sculpture garden. And there's a giant spoon that bridges across the lake, and it has a big cherry on the end of it. There's also one that looks like a giant clothespin that's as tall as the building that it's, or almost as tall as the building it stands next to. He's done soft sculptures made out of fabrics, and they're huge, and they sit in the gallery, and they look like hamburgers or giant tubes of paint with paint dripping out of them. So we're going to think about the cheeseburger one that he did. If you have time to look that up online, that's really cool to see. And we're going to make our own cheeseburger on the easel today, but we're going to use cut paper to do that, make a collage. So I want to make my buns for my hamburger. So I've got a full sheet of construction paper. It's brown, or a light brown. I'm going to fold it in half because I want my top and bottom bun to kind of be the same, not exactly the same, but close. And if I fold it, I can cut two at one time. So I've got my paper folded. You don't have to cut on the folded edge, because we're not going to be opening this up like a heart and having a symmetrical image. We're going to cut two separate pieces. So I'm going to draw out what I'm going to, my bun here. So it's essentially a half circle. Okay, my top and bottom, I'm going to, while the paper is still folded, I'm going to cut on the line I just drew. And this is going to create, because the paper was folded, I now have two. I have a top and a bottom to my hamburger. Okay, so let me reach around here and find my glue. I really should have found this first, but there it is. Okay, glue stick. All right, so your hamburger bun goes at the top and the bottom of your hamburger. Okay, so now we've got all this space in between to fill in with the other things. So I took a piece of black paper and I cut out a piece for my burger. So I'm going to glue this in here. Put it anywhere you want. So maybe I'll put it here on the bottom. Okay. All right. So now I need to put my things on top. So I cut a piece out of red for a tomato, but maybe I want to add in some detail to that too. So I'm going to glue this on. I'm going to glue all the pieces on first, and then we'll add some color on top. So here's my tomato. Now I'm going to take a red marker. You could use a red crayon, but like I said, this shows up a lot better using marker on the screen than it does using pencil or crayon. So I'm going to draw the triangular shaped openings. You can't see that. Let me try a different color here. Let's try a green. It'll show up better. Okay. So it'll look dark on my, there we go. And so I'm gonna, these are the sections that have little seeds in them, right? Okay, so there's my tomato. And okay, so I want to add lettuce. Well, I couldn't find green construction paper, so I took my yellow, a little strip of it, and I colored it green. So I'm making do with what I have. And to make it look like my lettuce, I'm going to cut a curvy line, make it kind of pointed at the end because it would be kind of thin, right? There's my lettuce. And I don't know about you, but I love bacon. So after I put my lettuce on top here, now I'm going to add some bacon. Now it doesn't have to be realistic things. It could be anything you want on your burger. Maybe you don't like hamburgers. Maybe you like chicken sandwiches. Maybe you want to put a hot dog on this instead. So I've cut out some thin strips, wavy lines. I just took the whole strip of the paper. Okay. Start at the end. Wiggle my scissors as I go all the way to the end. Now you've got what looks like bacon. All right, I'm going to glue this on. That's my next pieces here. I'm going to kind of crisscross these up a little bit because that's how they would be laying on the burger. Okay. And get my third piece on there because the more bacon, the better. Okay. Now, I have one last thing to add, and that's my piece of cheese. And again, it's just a wavy line cut out of yellow paper. Put the glue on. There we go. And the cheese on the top. Now, maybe I want to add some other details to this. So now I can start to color on top. So for the bacon, I might take a darker brown and add just some striping on it so it looks more like the bacon. I already added that detail on the tomato here. Maybe I could take another green and add some wavy lines to, that's not really showing up there, to my lettuce here. Let's try. This is a highlighter. Okay, let's see if that works. A little bit. I can see it. I don't know if you can. All right. And maybe I want sesame seeds on my bun. So I don't have a white marker, but I do have a white crayon. Now I can take this and I can put my seeds up here on the top bun. There we go. Okay. Now I've got my Claus Oldenburg inspired hamburger. Have fun, be creative, put whatever silly thing you want to put on your burger.